Good evening. It is our pleasure to welcome you to the Creative Arts Awards presented by City National Bank.
At the start of every show, there's a painfully clever announcement demanding that you open soothing lozenges, turn off your cell phones, and refrain from taking pictures.
It's for the safety of the actors and enjoyment of those around you, people. And yet, many of you just don't turn them off.
Since you are admittedly very important, too important to turn them off and not shut them off or turn them on vibrate or the loudest ringer setting, take them out right now, take some pictures, and tweet them out.
Here we go.
Using hashtag Tony Awards.
Get it out
Let's
of your
see if we
system,
can break
people.
the internet and get this show trending before we go on the air, because only then will we know that this actually happened.
We're posing. Okay, great. When we do go on the air, we would please ask you to refrain from texting and especially taking phone calls. You don't want to be that person.
Now, the moment that always gets the show off to a screeching start, the pre-broadcast rules and regulations.
So, nominees, you have 90 seconds from the time your name is called until your time is up. I know this well. So get up here as quickly as you can.
If you've been here before, you know that some awards will be presented now and others throughout the night. We'll tape them during the commercial breaks, so your acceptance speeches can be played back on the air.
So since the show continues during all of the commercial breaks, we need you to please keep the aisles clear for the winners and for our crew.
And this is so apt right now. Please do not gather in front of the teleprompter. That's the big TV with the words on it that you're actually standing in front of right now. That's great.
Yeah, but I can't see what we're supposed to say. Okay, here it is. Most of all, best of luck to all of our nominees.
We have many important Tonys to give out in a very short amount of time, but first, a very important word from the presenting sponsor of tonight's Creative Arts Awards.
His passion for theater gets brighter and brighter every year, so we're always happy to invite him back. Please welcome the CEO of City National Bank, the official bank of the Tonys, Russell Goldsmith.
Thank you very much, Nikki and Christian. It is great to be back here at the Tonys again on behalf of City National Bank to help celebrate the incredibly talented artists on Broadway, especially the many hardworking people behind the scenes and all the great Tony nominees. As the bank for Broadway at City National, we have seen what an amazing and successful year it has been for the theater community here with so many compelling productions. As we all know, Broadway is a critical economic and cultural catalyst for New York and for regional theater companies and productions all across America. At City National, we respect and applaud the roles everyone performs, both on and off the stage, to make that magic happen in the theater every night, and especially tonight. We truly appreciate this opportunity to support these important Creative Arts Awards. Thank you.
Thank you, Russell. Each year, the Tony Awards recognizes an outstanding regional theater that has displayed a continuous and significant level of artistic achievement, which contributes to the growth of theater on a national level.
This year's recipient is one near and dear to my heart, Paper Mill Playhouse. Here is a look at some of the fantastic work that they do.
This year's Regional Theater Tony Award goes to Paper Mill Playhouse for their commitment to fostering future Broadway audiences and for being a leader in the world of theater. The Playhouse has established itself as a foundational pre-Broadway venue for new productions including Honeymoon in Vegas, Les Miserables, and Disney's Newsies, plus a welcoming home for world-class theatrical revivals. A beloved New Jersey arts institution since 1938, it boasts award-winning access services and outreach initiatives, as well as performer training programs that impact more than 35,000 students each year. Paper Mill Playhouse is where American musical theater is celebrated, cherished, and pushed in exciting new directions.
Very exciting. Now it is with great pleasure that we present the Regional Tony Award, the Regional Theater Tony, and a $25,000 grant from City National Bank to Paper Mill Playhouse of Millburn, New Jersey. Accepting are Todd Schmidt and Mark Hobie.
Hi, I'm Mark Hobie, Producing Artistic Director at Paper Mill Playhouse.
And I'm Todd Schmidt, Managing Director. Thank you. On behalf of our Board of Trustees, staff, crew, and audience, we'd like to thank the American Theater Wing, the Broadway League, the Tony Committee, City National Bank, and the American Critics Association for this incredible honor. For 78 years, Paper Mill Playhouse has brought incomparable joy of live theater to millions of New Jersey audiences. We have nurtured hundreds of thousands of artists and students in life-changing ways. We have actively looked for barriers to arts participation so that we could break down those barriers.
Since 1938, Paper Mill has championed one of the greatest American art forms by producing celebrated revivals and hosting world premieres, and in that process made the words Paper Mill synonymous with world-class musical theater. This award is proof that second chances do exist. 9 years ago, a financial crisis almost forced us to close our doors forever. But we are enjoying an incredible renaissance now because a group of talented, dedicated people believed that Paper Mill could reinvent itself and find its glory again. So I want to dedicate this, along with Todd, to every teacher, artist, student, donor, every board, crew, and staff member, every producing and regional partner of ours, and every New Jersey theater lover who helped Paper Mill redefine itself and find a new and vital place in the theatrical landscape. And on a personal note, Todd and I would like to thank our families, of course. I'd like to thank my parents. I'd also like to thank my partner of 30 years, Larry, and our children, Stephen and Ashley. Thank you. Thank you for allowing Daddy Mark to be away from home so many nights and weekends so that he could do the job he loves so much. I do love my job, but I love all of you so much more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, a special Tony Award for the man who was instrumental in making it possible for people across America to enjoy Broadway productions.
Here are just a few highlights of the astounding career of longtime theater industry executive and 6-time Tony winner, Miles Wilkin.
Miles Wilkin is the recipient of a special Tony Award for his innovative and groundbreaking touring systems, which provide theater fans across the country the ability to experience the magic of Broadway. A 6-time Tony winner, Mr. Wilkin is the vice chair of the John Gore Organization, where he has provided the vision for its theater and e-commerce, worked on Broadway across America's significant touring network, and Broadway.com's site and services. Through paving the road for the modern Broadway touring system and his monumental accomplishments, Miles Wilkin has been central to the success and economic growth of our industry.
It's a great pleasure to present this special Tony Award to Miles Wilkin.
I would like to thank my family and my professional family, including John Gore, for always supporting me. But most of all, I would like to say what an exciting adventure it has been to produce and present Broadway all across America for our North American communities, and especially to be part of this wonderful Broadway community for the last 35 years. Thank you so very much.
Our Creative Arts Awards presented by City National Bank continue with a special Tony Award for the National Endowment for the Arts.
Here's a brief look at just some of the work this fantastic agency does to provide all Americans with diverse opportunities for arts participation.
Tonight, a special Tony Award is presented to the National Endowment for the Arts. Celebrating its 50th anniversary, the NEA is America's chief funder and supporter of the arts, making grants to thousands of nonprofits each year. The agency has funded 18 Tony Award-winning plays and 15 Tony Award-winning musicals. Recent projects include Steppenwolf's August Osage County, New York Public Theater's Fun Home, and Arena Stage Next to Normal, and funding to Deaf West, allowing its production of Spring Awakening to appear on Broadway. The NEA is an invaluable asset to our industry and to our nation's cultural legacy.
For its ongoing funding for the arts, education, and access, it's our pleasure to recognize the National Endowment for the Arts, accepting our Jane Chu and Jessamine Sarmiento.
Thank you so much. I want to thank the American Theater Wing and Broadway League for this tremendous honor. Since 1965, the National Endowment for the Arts has worked to make our nation strong through our investment in American theater and musical theater. And since our establishment as a federal agency half a century ago, more than 100 plays and musicals that began with National Endowment for the Arts support have gone on to be nominated for a Tony for Best Musical or Best Play, including 2 of this year's nominees, Spring Awakening and Hamilton. And beyond Broadway, the National Endowment for the Arts supports everything from small community theaters in rural areas to major regional theaters and arts education programs all over the country that nurture and cultivate our theater talent for our next generations. Because we know that the arts belong to all of us, and we believe that the arts have always been a strong haven for all people to be embraced. This award could also not be possible if it were not for the leadership of those who have come before us. So I want to thank all of the previous NEA chairs, as well as our former theater directors. Thank you all for helping us support the arts across America every single day. Thank you.
I went to Carnegie Mellon University.
You did?
I did. And I'm happy to say that over the years, hundreds of graduates have been nominated for Tonys, and many former students have won.
This year, 7 graduates of CMU are nominated for 8 Tonys. So, it's a great pleasure to welcome back the Creative Arts Awards, the president of CMU, Dr. Subra Suresh, and the head of CMU Drama School, Dr. Peter Cook.
Good evening. It's an honor to be here. And from all of us at Carnegie Mellon University, congratulations to tonight's Tony nominees and to the entire Broadway community. With each performance, you give the world a beautiful reminder about the importance of arts education. As home to the first degree-granting drama program in the United States, we at Carnegie Mellon University tonight celebrate some unsung heroes who are superheroes, our teachers.
Being a teacher myself, it was a pleasure serving on this year's judging committee, along with colleagues from the New York theatre community, including our very own CMU alumni, Renee Elise Goldsberry, a nominee tonight for Hamilton. From more than 1,000 submissions of K through 12 theatre teachers across the country, we narrowed an impressive field down to one fantastic teacher. And we're happy to have another former Carnegie Mellon student here tonight to announce the winner, Mr. Josh Groban.
In this room and in this industry where we proudly celebrate diversity and embrace our differences, The one thing we're likely to have in common is that a teacher helped us get here. Tonight, I'm proud to announce the selection of 2 Education Award finalists: Kevin G. Coleman, Director of Education at Shakespeare and Company in Lenox, Massachusetts, and Sarah Crowell, Artistic Director at Destiny Arts Center in Oakland, California. And now, let's take a look at this year's winner from Cass Technical High School in Detroit, Michigan, an amazing teacher who actually retired this month after a 39-year career. Let's take a look.
We are here because of our teachers, and I am here because of Bill Dawson.
Candace Freiborg.
Mrs. Francis Turner.
George Randolph.
Lee Mark Bamuti Joseph.
Diane Elroy.
Freddie Hendricks.
Mrs. Fisher.
It's hard to imagine who I would be without arts education.
Marilyn McCormick, AKA MC.
So many ways to describe her.
Compassionate, more than just a teacher.
I want people to understand and realize that the youth aren't lost, that they have this ability to make changes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled and honored to present the 2016 Excellence in Theater Education Award winner, Miss Marilyn McCormick.
It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. Can't I make you understand? You're having delusions of grandeur.
Thank you. Thank you to the American Theater Wing and to the Broadway League, to Carnegie Mellon University, the principal of my high school, Cass Tech, Lisa Phillips, my personal assistant, Charles Coward, and to my family. Thank you to everyone in this theater who creates art that is used to inspire my students. And I'd like to thank my students who have been an inspiration over the years to me. Because you are, I exist. I am because you are. You are the next Lin-Manuel Miranda. You are the next Audra McDonald. My students are the next Joshua Henry, Kevin Collum, George C. Wolfe, and Paul Tazewell. You have allowed me, my students who are here tonight, to awaken every day to do exactly what it is I love to do the thing that I think I was born to do. And whether you realize it or not, each and every one of you has touched me in a very special way and helped to make my life complete. And as I end my 39 years of teaching in theater, having a career doing that, there's no better way to go out than with this Tony Award in a time where there's so much diversity among the nominees. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you.
We continue our Creative Arts Awards presented by City National Bank. Here's this year's special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater.
The recipient is a Tony-winning lyricist and national treasure. Here are just a few highlights of the astounding career of Mr. Sheldon Harnick.
Legendary lyricist Sheldon Harnick is the recipient of a special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater. His first song for a Broadway show was the hilarious Boston Beguine for New Faces of 1952. His collaboration with composer Jerry Bach produced such Broadway classics as Fiorello, Tenderloin, The Apple Tree, The Rothschilds, plus She Loves Me and Fiddler on the Roof, currently on Broadway in new productions. Mr. Harnick has won a Pulitzer Prize, 2 Tonys, 2 New York York Drama Critics Circle Awards and 2 Grammy Awards. We honor Sheldon Harnick for crafting some of the most recognizable tunes in the theater repertoire that have spanned generations.
It is a great pleasure to present this special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the theater to Mr. Sheldon Harnick.
Tradition, 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 tradition,
Thank you. Thank you. If I didn't deserve it, this would be embarrassing. I want to thank the Tony Committee for this extraordinary honor. As a lyricist, my job is to write entertaining and intelligent verses. Then it's up to my composer to take these verses and turn them into effective musical theater pieces, which is why I want to share this award with my composers. First and foremost, of course, Jerry Buck. But I've worked with a good many others: Cy Coleman, Marvin Hamlish, Joe Raposo, Michel Legrand, Richard Rogers, Mary Rogers, Arnold Black, and David Baker. I think most of you will agree that a life in the theater calls for enormous emotional support. And for that, I want to thank my wife of 50 years, my beautiful Margie. My son Matt, who's here tonight, and my daughter Beth and her husband Ryan. So again, I thank the Tony Committee for this extraordinary honor.
Next, we have another special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater.
This man is a Tony-winning director. As founding artistic director of the Circle Repertory Company, one of the most influential mentors and innovators in the theater. Here's a brief look at the remarkable career of Mr. Marshall W. Mason.
Director Marshall W. Mason is the recipient of a special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater. One of the founding artistic directors of the Circle Repertory Company, Mr. Mason shared a 44-year collaboration with co-founder and playwright Lanford Wilson. In 1999, he was awarded a special Millennium Mr. Abbott Award as one of the most innovative and influential directors of the 20th century. Just last year, he was elected to the Theater Hall of Fame. On Broadway, his stellar work on 12 plays include 5 Best Director Tony nominations for his productions of Knock Knock, Tally's Folly, 5th of July, and As Is. The Tony Awards are thrilled to recognize Marshall W. Mason's place in theater history with this honor.
It's an honor to present this special Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Theater to Marshall W. Mason.
On this night, 40 years ago, after I lost the first of my 5 nominations to the ever-excellent Ellis Rabb, I went to the party at the Waldorf Astoria where the theater critic taunted me, "Too bad you didn't win." I told him I thought the true honor lay in being nominated. He scoffed, "Nobody remembers the nominees, only who won." I'm very happy that you proved him wrong by remembering me. So for all you nominees this year, let me just say congratulations. Nobody at the Tony Awards is a loser. Everybody's a winner. About 24 names should be inscribed on this trophy. Had it not been for the Cafe Chino and La Mama and all the opportunities of Off Broadway, I might never have made it to Broadway. But you can read about all those people who should be on the thing when you read my book, The Transcendent Years. It's all in there. I'd like to thank my lifelong compañero and my husband, Danny Irvine. And I share this honor with all the members of Circle Repertory Company, especially John Lee Beatty and my co-founders, Rob Thurkield and Tanya Barrison, and most of all, to my artistic soulmate, the great Lanford Wilson, who celebrated the spirit of America more eloquently than anyone of his generation. Lance, this is for us. Thank you.
This next award has been named for one of the theater's most celebrated and committed advocates, Isabel Stevenson. To honor the spirit of her volunteerism, this special Tony recognizes an individual from the theater community for their humanitarian work.
This year's recipient is Tony-winning actor Brian Stokes Mitchell. Here is a brief look at some of the great work Stokes has done for our community.
Brian Stokes Mitchell is recognized with the Isabel Stevenson Tony Award for extending his time and talents beyond the stage for more than 20 years through his work with the Actors Fund. He became a trustee of the fund in 1998 and was elected chairman of the board of the organization in 2004. The fundraisers he has headlined has raised in excess of $10 million. In addition, he played a large role in the creation of the Actors Fund Housing Development Corporation, which provides affordable, supportive, and senior housing for the performing arts community. The Actors Fund now serves more than 14,000 people each year through the social service and emergency financial assistance, healthcare and insurance counseling, and career development. Brian Stokes Mitchell is a true treasure in our community for the decades he's dedicated to supporting members of the entertainment industry.
It is truly our great pleasure to present this year's Isabel Stevenson Award to Brian Stokes Mitchell.
I am Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. My destiny calls and I go. And the wine.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that wonderful ovation. Thank you to the American Theater Wing for this incredibly special Tony Award that is named in honor of an amazing woman that I was fortunate to call a friend. Occasionally people come up to me and ask me why I have given so much time to the Actors Fund for so long. I'll tell you why. It feels good. It feels good to help other people feel good. It feels good to work with so many like-minded volunteers, like the members of our board and our advisory committees, anybody who's done a ninth performance, for God's sake. It feels good to work with people like Joe Benincasa and the incredible Actors Fund staff, Barbara Davis. It feels good to carry on the volunteer spirit of my mother and father, who passed it on to me by example, to be married to someone with a similar spirit, my beautiful wife, Allison. And for both of us to have the opportunity to pass that same spirit on to our amazing son, Ellington. It feels especially good to be a member of a community that is kind and generous and diverse and open-hearted and tolerant, and is a wonderful example to the world of the miracles that we can accomplish when we work together. A 100 years from now, they may not remember our names, but the ripples from our deeds will be felt. Thank you very much.